Hey guys, welcome to Film World. Today I'm going to explain a romance drama film called Closer from 2004. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The story unfolds in the bustling streets of London in the 2000s. One fateful day, Alice, a nightclub worker, and Dan, a journalist who writes obituaries, cross paths. Their eyes meet as they walk in opposite directions, and in an instant, Alice gets hit by a car. Dan rushes to help her, lifting her to her feet. Though she brushes it off with a smile, her injured leg needs attention. Dan takes Alice to the hospital, where their interaction takes a quirky turn. While he steps away to grab coffee, Alice rummages through his bag, helping herself to his sandwich. When Dan returns, they share a laugh, breaking the ice. She mentions she wanted a cigarette, but Dan reveals he quit smoking. As they banter, Dan notices the time and realizes he's running late for work, but he stays to help Alice with her first aid. Once Alice is patched up, they leave the hospital together. She borrows a cigarette from Dan, and he learns she's from New York but has no permanent place to stay. As they walk, they stumble upon a memorial garden. Dan shares its significance, a tribute to those who sacrificed their lives for others. He recalls how his father brought him there after his mother's passing. Alice expresses her condolences, and the two connect through their mutual vulnerabilities. Catching a bus to work, Dan inquires about Alice's job. She casually reveals that she earns her living working nights, leaving her life a bit of a mystery. In turn, she asks about his work. Dan explains his role as an obituary writer and admits his struggles as a writer, feeling his talent is lacking. Arriving at Dan's office, Alice asks why he left New York. He candidly shares that he left because of a failed romance. Her honesty catches him off guard but draws them closer. As he says goodbye, Dan hesitates. Turning back, he admits he doesn't want to leave her just yet. Alice teases him, playfully asking if he has a girlfriend. He admits he does. Her name is Rose. Intrigued, he inquires about her name, and she responds by introducing herself as Alice. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to another pivotal character, Anna, a professional photographer. She reviews a draft of Dan's book and compliments it, though she critiques the title. Their exchange hints at a deeper connection as Anna probes whether the book's heroine, Alyssa, is based on someone real. Dan confesses she is, leaving us wondering how this revelation ties into his story with Alice. The story takes a deeper turn as Dan and Anna delve into an engaging conversation. Anna asks Dan if Alice knows that her life has been portrayed in his book. Dan assures her that Alice is thrilled about it, finding joy in how he captured her life and work on the pages. Curious, Dan shifts the focus to Anna's photography. He wonders if the faces in her studio are people she knows. Anna reveals her process. She photographs anyone whose face intrigues her on the street. Their conversation grows lighthearted as Dan teases her about showcasing her work in a gallery. A smile forms on Anna's face, though the undercurrent of attraction between them becomes unmistakable. She confides that she has never felt this way about a stranger, her vulnerability surprising even herself. The moment shifts as Anna questions Dan about his relationship with Alice, wondering if they truly live as a couple. Dan hesitates before admitting they're together, which visibly unsettles Anna. In a vulnerable moment, Anna reveals she is separated, hinting at past heartbreak. She challenges Dan's loyalty to Alice, asking why he stays if he doesn't love her. Dan responds thoughtfully, expressing that he doesn't hate Alice but stays with her out of a sense of duty. Anna, skeptical, labels all men as traitors. Dan, however, confesses his attraction to her. Anna dismisses his feelings as fleeting, something he'll forget by tomorrow, and tries to shift the mood back to normalcy. Later, Dan introduces Alice to Anna, describing her as an American like Alice. When Alice excuses herself to the bathroom, Dan awkwardly reveals to Anna his growing interest in her. Anna, uncomfortable, deflects his advances, and the tension lingers as Alice returns. In an unexpected twist, Alice asks Anna to photograph her. Anna agrees, and the two women find themselves bonding over their shared struggles. During their session, Alice opens up, thanking Anna for her kindness. Anna reciprocates, sharing that her own relationship ended because her ex chose someone younger. Surprised, Alice sympathizes, sensing Anna's lingering pain. Anna captures Alice in a series of poignant shots, highlighting her sadness and strength. As the photo session concludes, Anna assures Alice that the pictures are beautiful, subtly hinting at the depth of their shared humanity. The story takes a sharp turn when Dan, in a mischievous mood, engages in an online chat with Larry, a dermatologist. Posing as Anna, Dan creates an elaborate deception, describing her in vivid detail and expressing his feelings toward her. Larry, intrigued by this mysterious Anna, agrees to meet her the next day at a fish exhibition. The following day, Larry approaches Anna, calling her by name. Confused but polite, Anna engages in conversation, only to learn about the online prank Dan orchestrated. Amused and slightly annoyed, Anna explains to Larry that she had no part in it. However, Larry quickly warms up to her, enchanted by her beauty. He even buys her a birthday balloon after discovering the occasion, a gesture that wins her gratitude. A year later, we find Anna at home with Dan. She suggests they take a vacation together, but Dan insists on needing time alone. Fearing the growing distance between them, Anna confesses her anxiety about losing him. Dan reassures her with declarations of love, but his words feel hollow to Anna, leaving her in tears. At an exhibition that evening, Anna finds herself drawn to a photo she once took of Alice. Larry, who is also at the gallery, strikes up a conversation with Anna, asking why the photo feels so melancholic. Anna reflects on her work, explaining that her subjects are often lonely and sad, though her photography beautifies their reality. Their conversation reveals an unexpected attraction between them. As Anna introduces herself as Dan's lover, Larry discloses that he was the man Dan pranked online. The revelation surprises Anna, and when she confronts Dan later, he admits to the joke. Anna, finding humor in the situation, sarcastically thanks him, dubbing him Cupid. Soon after, Dan's unresolved feelings for Anna come to the forefront. He cuts short his vacation to visit her at the exhibition, only to find her growing closer to Larry. Jealousy consumes Dan, and during a tense confrontation, Anna confesses she doesn't love him anymore. Dan accuses her of lying, unable to accept her detachment. Meanwhile, Larry confronts Anna, questioning her lingering connection to Dan. She explains that her sadness stems from unresolved grief, compounded by her own emotional struggles. Larry, empathetic, offers her comfort, emphasizing her unique allure compared to the youthful beauty of someone like Alice. The two share an intimate moment, revealing the depth of their mutual attraction. The climax unfolds when Dan returns home to Alice. In a shocking confession, he admits to being in love with Anna and reveals they've been involved for a year since the exhibition. This bombshell leaves Alice heartbroken, setting the stage for the unraveling of relationships and the intertwining of lives filled with love, betrayal, and regret. The story takes another intense turn as Larry returns from his travels to find Anna waiting for him. He's delighted, believing their marriage is stable, but he senses a shift in her demeanor. When he asks if something is wrong, Anna denies it. However, her behavior betrays her unease. She's wearing a dress reminiscent of when their relationship first began, and her questions grow probing. Anna confronts Larry about whether he brought Alice into their home. When he admits he did, she becomes enraged, accusing him of betrayal. Larry counters, reminding her that she left him before their marriage, though he admits he never stopped loving her. Anna, deeply conflicted, declares she wants nothing to do with him anymore and decides to leave. At the same time, Dan struggles with his relationship with Alice. He blocks her attempt to walk away, but when she questions his love, his selfishness comes to light. Dan admits he feels he'd be happier with Anna, leaving Alice devastated. In a moment of heartbreak, she warns him he'll never find someone who loves him as she does. Feigning calm, Alice asks Dan to make her tea. When he leaves the room, she seizes the opportunity to flee, leaving him behind. Later, Larry confronts Anna with a shocking confession. During his time in New York, he cheated on her. Instead of anger, Anna coldly reveals that she isn't bothered, because she's been cheating on him with Dan for over a year. The revelation crushes Larry, and he demands to know why she married him. Anna admits she was trying to stay away from Dan but couldn't resist. The confrontation escalates as Larry questions whether Anna ever loved him. She embraces him, assuring him she did, but the damage is done. Feeling betrayed, Larry lashes out, calling Anna a traitor and kicking her out of their home. The scene leaves each character at an emotional breaking point, their lives entangled in lies, betrayal, and impossible love. 3 months later, Dan visits Alice's home but is surprised to find her absent. When she eventually returns, he confesses his love for her, but Alice firmly rejects him, stating that she doesn't want to take revenge on Dan nor loves him. Dan appreciates her honesty, yet when he asks for her real name and she reaffirms it is indeed Alice, he becomes enraged, accusing her of lying. Frustrated, he demands she dance for him, using his money as leverage. Reluctantly, she agrees. Meanwhile, Anna and Larry's turbulent relationship reaches another critical point. Anna meets Larry to inform him that she has finalized the divorce papers and is officially separated from Dan. Larry seizes the opportunity to ask her to reconcile, but Anna refuses. She believes agreeing to divorce was Larry's way of punishing her emotionally. Despite her reluctance, Anna complies with Larry's conditions, secretly burdened by guilt over her actions. A month later, Dan tries to reconcile with Anna, pleading with her to leave Larry and return to him. However, Larry steps in, telling Dan that Anna chose him and that she never submitted the divorce papers to the lawyer because she wanted Larry, not Dan. This revelation crushes Dan, and Larry suggests he should return to Alice, who still loves him. Though Larry appears to forgive Anna, his words to Dan carry a sharp twist. He declares that while he forgave Anna, he cannot forgive Dan for his betrayal. Dan returns to Alice, hoping to mend their relationship. Though Alice initially seems happy, her demeanor shifts when Dan presses her about her fidelity. She denies any infidelity, but her lie is evident, fueling Dan's anger. He storms out, only to have a change of heart and return with a rose. Yet, upon his return, Alice informs him that it's too late. She no longer loves him and confesses to having cheated on him. Her reasons cut deep, stating that Larry was kinder and better than Dan. Devastated, Dan lashes out, but Alice firmly ends their connection. Her life with Larry, however, is far from blissful. Though they are together, the weight of their decisions keeps her unhappy. Anna, in turn, retreats to New York, revealing her real name is indeed Anna, confirming she never lied to Larry about that. In a shocking twist, Dan discovers Alice's real name was taken from a monument dedicated to individuals who sacrificed their lives for others. This realization unveils that his past 4 years were shrouded in deception. Every character confronts the consequences of their selfish actions and dishonesty, realizing the years they lost in pursuit of fleeting desires. The story concludes with an unresolved tension. Each character, now aware of their flaws and mistakes, is left to grapple with a future devoid of trust and stability, a haunting reflection of their choices. The tale ends with an air of melancholy, underscoring the irreparable damage caused by lies, betrayal, and misguided love. To watch more explanations of these kinds of movies, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.